Thank you. And you just say to me, would you repeat that? Because my brain will go like this.
Okay, you're live.
Okay, hey, good morning. Good morning to you ladies. We're here at the Stitchin Post for Quilt Show Week. And we're happy to be here. And we're doing some wonderful demos today. And I get to do 2.5-inch strips.
And who are you?
Did I not say who I was? I'm Becky Van Verst. I'm one of the more crazy people that work here, and they put up with me, so I'm always very grateful that they let me in the building every day. But I love to work with pre-cuts, and 2.5-inch strips happen to be some of my favorites because there is so much you can create with them. And here at the Stitchin Post, we make some fantastically beautiful rolls, and most of our rolls are based on the state of Oregon. So they're called those various names. And truly, when you start to unwrap and work with these strips, you feel like you're going to those places. I always do. And I've worked with most of the strip rolls that we have here. So my wonderful assistant, Miss Violet, is going to come over, and I'm going to show you a few of the strip rolls that we've done. And the method that we're showing you today is called strip race. And it's simply sewing strip to strip to strip. You end up with 1,600 inches of strip. That's fabulous because you can cut it down to any size and move it any way you want to. So you're going to see today some of the different ways ladies have done this that work in the shop. I would be happy to. The first one I'm going to show you is called Blue Pool, which, if you've been to the Blue Pool in Oregon, it is a fabulous hike. It is a beautiful, stunning thing to see. People swim in it. I think they're crazy because it's really cold, but it's so beautiful. You've swam in it? Brave girl. I just looked. You know, it was great. Anyways, all of our strip rolls, you can see them really well this way, but if you turn them this way, then you get to see the masses of color that are in there. So this is our first example that Miss Violet is going to hold up. I tell you what, you get on this side and I'll get on that side. And you can see, did I stick it? I got too crazy because I wanted to remember this is because I'm going to cut this one in a while. So this is the Blue Pool. Oh, did she give me a couple? She was so good. Jackie is so great at putting together our strip rolls. You can see this is really simple. What a cute little lap throw. Here we are in the forest walking the hike. Here we are over the cliffs, and there's the Blue Pool. But very simple and very pretty. Okay, so that's one example, just kind of straight to straight. This one I'm going to bring over here, Vi, because I will be cutting that one down. Let's grab the next one. Okay, this one again is called Walk in the Woods. I love how Jackie put this together. When I show you this, I'm going to show you the inside. Look at all those colors, purples and blues and greens. It just speaks to the title of the strips. All right, we're going to go this way. So, do you see that?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Kind of down here in the meadows in the water. There we go. You got it, girl. Up into the forest. I always think Purple Mountain Majesty into the sky. All from just setting out the strips. And I'll show you that when I'm done showing you the rolls. But I love this. I also, I'm silly. I refer to as run, forest, run. See, because the forest, I know, silly. But that's me. I'll let you fold that one up. That's me, the poor people that put up with me. Another one, gorgeous, Oregon sunset. Just loving the colors in that. Now you're going to see a different way somebody put this strip race together. Again,
Sam did that one.
Did
This one.
beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Oh, we got a pin in it. We can just set them right wherever works. I'm about whatever works. Now, this is really fun because look at the different style of the way she put the strips together. So we have the up and down, but then she cut some small sides. So it just depends. Any way you pick it, any way that you decide to cut it, you end up with a different looking quilt. And I just think this speaks to Oregon sunset. I love it. Also reminds me of the Painted Hills when I'm out at the Painted Hills. So see, everything that we have, you can see in the rolls in the beautiful state of Oregon. And I'm a transplant. I'm a longtime California girl and moved here 10 years ago. And every year I discover new wonderful places in Oregon. Just discovered Wallowa Lake last week. Oh my, I just was in love, in love. Okay, this one is called Sage Meadow. Again, same idea, but look at the different ways the strips are put together.
Can you guys hold it up a little higher?
We can.
There you go. Now you can see it. Oh, it's pretty.
Isn't that pretty? And you can so see this. You can so see Sage Meadow. And we have that all over. I just think it's gorgeous. I love the little bits of purple that come out in that. But again, a different way to do the strips. Super simple, but what a pretty quilt when it's all done. The next one I'm going to show you, Jackie did, and is quilted, which is wonderful, and it's called Rainbow. And who doesn't love a rainbow? We get such beautiful rainbows here after thunderstorms, but there's the best part. Isn't that just gorgeous? You know, sometimes you just want to hold it and not take it out of its package. It's hard the minute you take it out of the package, but rainbow. And this one is just gorgeous. And this one's quilted very simply with lines. You know, let's go this way. And this is simply, she cut the length of the strips and trimmed it down. And she did variegated thread in it. And that's just gorge. You could do that kid's song, you know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. That's how I have to do the rainbow every time. But very simple, beautiful strips. The other two rolls that we have, this one is called Doug Fir. So you can see that we have browns and greens. Beautiful, make some trees. You could just do the browns and build. And the last one that we have today is Coastal Fog. That is just terrific. So again, which we see a lot of fog on the Oregon coast. But it is beautiful when it rolls in. So these are wonderful strips. And on the strip race, so what I got to do was pull apart wildflowers. So here's the wildflowers roll. It's so pretty. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Iron Mountain hike and Comb Peak Trail. Wow. This time, the most beautiful spread of flowers. I just love it. Every year, it's just refreshing and wonderful. Well, Jackie has captured that in these strips right here. And this is how the strip race works. I simply pull all the strips out, and I line them up the way I want them to go. So you can play around with it. And my idea, kind of building on the Into the Woods theme, was to do grass and meadow with the leaves coming, you know, the leaves and the stems coming up into the goldens, into the flowers, and up into the sky. But that's just me, because I love to run colors that way. But you could definitely change this up so that you had more purples and pinks mixed up to make your flowers, however you wanted. Or maybe you wanted to do something completely different. It would be up to you. But this is a very simple method. Jackie's given me a play roll to show you. Because if you noticed on some of them, some of the sewers like to sew end to end. And some of them, like, and I like this method too, is to sew the 45-degree angle of the strips. So I'll just grab two strips. I'll just grab these two green ones because I would probably put them together. And this to me is a fast way to do it. And I never go end to end. I always lap over. I'm sure you ladies have done this a lot. This is how I do my binding too. Super simple. You can pin this if you're.
Can you explain what you mean by lap over really quick?
Okay, if I was lapping it over, so I'm doing a 45-degree angle. If I was just doing edge to edge, the difference with this is you kind of get a harsh break. The difference with this, and I'm going to sew end to end. Okay, let's get the needle down. Where are you? There you are. Okay. I'm kind of a go-for-it person. I'm not a big pinner. And pull it out. But you can pin it. You could mark the angle for yourself. I kind of like the graduated look of the angle when you do a 45. See? You can't even see it sometimes. Now, when you get to the two colors, you can. But I just love this method because I 45. I angle up, and I cut across about 1/4 of an inch. Again, you could use a rotary cutter to cut this perfectly. I am not that worried. I have a little press, a couple of our different kinds of irons. We have this new Oliso small iron. Boy, is this baby hot and wonderful. Comes with its little pad to protect, and using our little wool mats. There we go. And I just press that, and I love the wool mats. You get that heat from the bottom. If you don't have one, great investment. It gives you both sides. But then there I go. I've got my strip. And I simply just sew. It's going to look like this big major pile right there. And actually, that's kind of cool too, just this big pile of strips. So then when I've got it all together, then I decide how big I want my quilt. Or do I want a middle of straight, and then I want some up and down? It's any way I want it to go. And this is just really simple. You could just keep sewing. It's simple. Put on your music, put on a good audiobook, and you're there. Jackie left this one for me to trim, so I better do it straight. Let's hope. But she just simply, I think she did on these, this is the width of fabric. So end to end is all she did. And that's a pretty nice size quilt, really, just for a lap quilt. So for the price of strips and a backing, you've got a wonderful little quilt. And then she simply just puts it here. Do you mind if I drape over? I didn't. Okay. Get out my cutting mat here. And very simple. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but she looks for the lowest, looks for the shortest strip. And so in this one, it's my blue one. So that's what I'm going to square up and base it off of, is this blue one. Okay. It's always different when you're cutting not in your room. So let's hope. So once again, I'm looking, and you know what? I'm going to come in a little bit off of that because I don't want to quite go to that edge. But I'm going to check my ruler. I'm going to check up here. I get a line on it. Oh, yeah, nice and straight there. Nice and straight there. Take my rotary cutter. And I'm just going to stop there, finish, and go all the way up the quilt, and I've got another nice straight edge. So isn't that great? No pattern necessary. You make the pattern, and you end up with a beautiful quilt. The other thing I wanted to share with you today about strips and what we have here at the Stitching Post is also some wonderful kits available. This is Lori's All Tangled Up. Now, if you look at the pattern, it was done in green. But we have the blue one out on the floor today that you can see, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is just a beautiful set of strips that she did with this. It's by Allison Glass. Great fabric also. We have rolls pre-made from different companies. We have rolls of Val's fabric, which make up into beautiful quilts also. But this is a kit that we can do. The other thing that's been made with 2.5-inch strips, Diane made this. Isn't this wonderful? A wool rug out of wool strips. Okay? If you haven't done this method before, it's fun, but it's a challenge. And we use the Bossel two-sided duet fuse. So this fuses on both sides of the piece of strip. It's 2 1/4, so it gives you a little room to work. It's not just exactly 2 1/2, it's 2 1/4. You use a, what is the mat that we put down? Applique mat. Applique mat for your ironing board so you don't stick, or freezer paper. That works well too. You do the one side, and then you're going to fold in and do the strips. This would be a great demo too, working with this stuff, because we've made bags with this, baskets with this, And it's terrific stuff. And the irons that we're showing you today, the little Oliso or the little small Dritz, these both have acrylic plates. So when you're working with something that's sticky like this, have a dryer sheet handy. Just run your iron over the dryer sheet. It takes all the sticky off. It's amazing. Acrylic plates, the way to go, because it's just a quick way to clean your iron. But this is just beautiful, and I think we're going to be getting some more of these rolls in from Maywood. This is Maywood flannel. Remind you of your grandmother's, like, didn't they used to call them rag rugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, rag rugs. Yeah.
Show us your quilt back.
Oh, I will. Oh, yeah, it's hiding in here. Well, I'll show you one other that we have the strips for. That's a free pattern. This is the ombre quilt that we have.
Sorry you lost your helper.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you.
I got Jane come over and help.
This is, that we have the ombre. It takes 2 rolls. Look at how big this is. And you simply are using the ombre strips, and you need to buy a little white. It's a free pattern from Maywood, excuse me. Glad I got corrected on that, because you would have gone away looking for it. Anyways, we have those today in these beautiful ombre strips, and that works well. This is a quilt that I have done. I'm on my 3rd one of these, and it's out of a book called Pre-Cut Primer, which we're out of right now, but we're going to bring back. Excellent book. She takes you from kindergarten through the 12th grade, hence the primer, and she has quilts made out of all pre-cuts. Several jelly rolls, fat quarters, fat eighths, layer cakes, and you go from there, and the quilts are beautiful. And this one is 6th grade. So that's where I've stuck at, is 6th grade. And this is all 2.5-inch strips and then a background. So it goes together so quickly. We're going to get the book back in. I have done this out of one of our rolls. I think I did out of sea glass, which was greens and blues, and then I picked a sand color. It was gorgeous because it just makes the strips, and that's all those are, is 2.5. These are 1.5, and you're zip, 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 some triangles and some squares. Goes together like a dream, and it can change based on whatever you choose to do.
Rotate it around so you can see the other side of it?
Oh, yes, and this was some fabric.
The bottom of the quilt.
The bottom of the quilt.
See the bottom. Oh, we saw it as the pink part. There we go.
Oh, okay. Is that right? There we go.
There we go. Now we can see the whole thing.
There you go.
All the colors.
Yeah, this is for a granddaughter-in-law to be. These are her colors: gray, pink, purple, blue. So all the fabric from the Stitchin Post here. It was really fun, including the back, which I just love. Look at those butterflies and stuff. But again, pre-cut strips. Thank you. Easy to make and put together, and just a terrific way to start with a quilt. And I love to let somebody else put things together for me. I'm that kind of person. Oh, that works. I'll just grab that and go. But is there any questions I can answer for you today about it? No? Good. Hey, then I've explained it well. The other thing I wanted to point out is here's just another little simple thing you can do. Now, this is out of a book called Handmade Style, and she has some wonderful bags. But you could take this entire bag and use strips, and it would be gorgeous. And I would just do, again, the strip race, and then I would just cut it down to size. I'd sew it all together and cut it down to size, and you would have a gorgeous bag. And you could even do the bottom because it's very simple. But all of her bags and a lot of bag patterns will lend themselves to strips. You're just going to create your own fabric, so to speak, so it gives it a little style. Well, I can't think of anything else I need to say. Do you?
No, thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, girls, for hanging out with me and strips. All right. Thanks.